had to grab my partner in crime. Where are we gonna go? To the cows? Cows, you got dirt on your hand. Are you guys planting flowers? They're dirty. Okay. That worked good. No. Come on. Turn around. What's going on YouTube? Nick Novak back for another video today. Sorry it's been a while, guys. We just got back from a little mini vacation. We took my daughter to the Great Wolf Lodge. My wife and I did, and that was fun. We just got back. It's about 4 o'clock on Monday. So what I'm gonna do, we're gonna get these bottle calves finally turned out to that 3-acre pasture. I'm gonna look down the fence line, see where's the best part to cut it. We'll do that, and then we're gonna go check on all the big cows, check on the pairs and everything. So just kind of catch up on the ranch life. But first, let's get these cows turned out so they have a couple hours of daylight to try to figure out their surroundings, where the water is gonna be at and whatnot. So stay tuned, we'll go do that. All right, I ended up just opening up this panel right here. So we'll run them around the fence line here. Hopefully they go out. We'll see what happens. Get these kids. Come on, let's go. 14, don't do it. There we go. No, wrong direction, bud. All right, they're all heading to that far side. We'll see if we can't get them pushed into the corner and out the gate. They've never seen that hole before, so we'll see if they can figure it out, but they should. Getting close. Come on. There they go. They're going out. Come on, 32. No. Come on, turn around. Go, 16. All right. So, there they are. I need to put that hot wire down, but they're free. So my only concern with them out here is hopefully they don't go through this and end up with those pairs, which I don't think they will. But I think the most part, they got enough green grass in here. We ended up getting 2 nights ago, 1.5 inches of rain, which was handy. Anyways, what I'm gonna do, we're gonna get their water filled up. See if we can get this heifer to go under the wire. Okay, that worked good. Good job. I don't know if you guys got that or not, but she just fell over it. But they're free. We shall see. Hopefully they don't go under the fence to the road. If they do, that's why I put them out right now. Hopefully we can get a hot wire up. So from right here all the way up there is 5 wire. They shouldn't be able to get through that. This is 4 wire all the way up there. That's 5. Up to here is 5. So they should be fine over there. My only concern would be the road, which is 4 wire, but there's a post every, I want to say 10 feet, and so that should help. But these 2 older bull calves, I guess steer calves, they're eating on grass. It's what I want. Last year I didn't have anything up here because we were kind of letting it rest, and a lot of weeds ended up coming. So I think I got these calves out at the perfect time to where once the weeds start coming, which they are, hopefully these calves chew it down. So I think it'll work good for them. Anyways, let them do their thing, get their water filled up so they know where water's at. And then once my daughter wakes up from a nap, we'll get a feed bunk put out so we can still keep graining them, keep bringing them to feed. that will help them. So we'll walk by these 2 bottle calves here real quick, which they look to be in good shape, just laying down, relaxing, which is good. Anyways, we'll dump these water out, get them refilled. Before we head to the big pasture, need to get my Jeep filled up with some diesel. Okay, I'm gonna insert this in. I ended the video already because I didn't think my daughter would wake up so soon, but I guess my wife said that she went to sleep and woke up like 20 minutes later. So I'm gonna put this right before where I ended it at. I had to grab my partner in crime. Where are we gonna go? To the cows? Cows, you got dirt on your hand. Are you guys planting flowers? They're dirty. We're gonna put it right there by those yellow water tubs, but we gotta go around. My wife's getting the gate. Okay, that was a struggle, but we got it up. Did we get it, Willa? Yeah, we got it. I got it pushed down so it shouldn't tip over low enough to where the calves should get it, so we should be good. Are we good? Yeah. Let me see your thumb. Show the camera. Good. All right, y'all, we're driving by them now. They're all still in. They're all eating. They shouldn't complain too much about where they're at. That's a good little place for them. But anyways, we're gonna head over to the big pasture now. Once we get there, do a big herd check, make sure everybody's there, see how much alfalfa they've eaten. We replaced it 2 days ago, but that was the day of the rain, and so I wanted to get them some alfalfa for the simple fact of my younger brother actually came and stayed at the ranch, stayed at my house, my wife and I's house, and just took care of everything. He left this morning, did all my chores and everything, so shout out to Nash for doing that. Thanks, brother. But we're gonna go check the big herd, see, we probably need to move that alfalfa, and we probably won't refill it anymore, you know, with that 1.5 inches of rain. Grass should start growing once we get some heat. That they should be fine, but we'll go check them, and we'll, on the way back, check the water tank where our Herford pears and my red pears at, and make sure all them calves look good. Okay, y'all, we just got to the big pasture. Everybody looks pretty good. They really did smoke those alfalfa bales. There's 2 Charolais cows. Here's 130. She's pretty tame. Let's see if she'll let me touch her. Nope. What about you? I stand corrected, guys. Usually they do. But what I'm gonna do is move this out of the way. They've kind of torn the grass up where it's at. Like I said, I knew it was gonna rain, so I didn't want to put it down in the draw where I intentionally was gonna put it beforehand. So that's all right. I'm gonna do it now. I'll move it down a little bit, try to close down by some not so good grass so they don't tear up any more grass up here. All right, so we set her down here. As you can tell, this is a big waterway here. Kind of goes through here and kind of circles around to that pond where those trees are at right there. This will be a better spot. So if they tear this ground up, they tear it up. And so anyways, let's go take a better look at them. Those cows are gaining a little bit of weight back, which I like to see. You know, I've had a few comments where people are like, well, you need to worm your cows, worm your cows. It's like, well, they are wormed. The reason they look so kind of skinny is because they have 500-pound calves on them. And, you know, as a fall cow, you're not eating green grass 100% of the time. The green grass just starts to come on, you know, when their calves are getting this big. And so where we're from, the grass doesn't get green till, you know, around April 15th. And so you're having to supplement alfalfa and sedan. And so when these calves get so big, it's hard for these mama cows to keep putting weight on, especially these red ones, because the red ones are first calf heifers. So their first calf, they're trying to grow, they're trying to produce enough milk for their calf. And so there's just a lot of stress on their body. You know, once we get these calves weaned here in the next probably 45 days, I don't know exactly when we're gonna do that, these cows will look like they've never had a calf on them and will look healthy as crap, probably gain 75 to 100 pounds, I'd say within the first month is my guess. But everyone looks good over here. Here's something that I'm gonna need to get fixed here sometime this week. This tank leaks a little bit right down here. So what I'm gonna have to do is drain the tank and then spray some Flex Seal there in the tank. I tried doing it on the outside here, so you guys can see. Calves are flat out growing. And these mama cows look a lot better since we've turned them on grass. I mean, first calf heifer has a probably 450 pound calf on her. She's in decent shape. You know, that's a big old heifer calf right there. These two white ones don't have a calf, you know, so they're naturally gonna look a little bit better. Old 49 has the biggest calf here. And so as you can tell, she looks decent for having a huge calf on her. Like I said, in the next 45 days, these cows are gonna be great shape. All these calves are full, laying down, hanging out. It's all of them over here. These are all calves. But I'm liking what I'm seeing. It's hard because when you go on vacation, you know, as a cattleman, it's almost not as enjoyable because all you're thinking about is, are the cows out? Is my brother know exactly what to do? Did he forget a chore? You know, and you don't want to be the guy who's always on the person that's helping you out's butt about it. But there at the same time, you know, you want to make sure your animals are well cared for. And my brother does a great job. He was raised same as me in the feed yard, so he knows about cattle and what to do with them and whatnot. So it worked out really good. Here's a pair right here, 88. She had the very first calf. This little white Charolais is just absolutely grown. It's about half the size of her. But I don't see any bad eyes. Everybody's looking good. I think what we're gonna do now, go check on those Hereford pairs. Okay, also before I get too far to the pairs, I'm actually gonna drive around here in my little yearling pasture, just kind of see what the grass looks like. Down here in this draw, grass looks phenomenal. Nice bright green grass. And so I don't really have any issues with this grass in particular down here. But what I want to see is kind of the top of the hills, get into that CRP and see if there's a lot of green grass coming up. Which what I'm seeing right now is it's coming, don't get me wrong. But before I get some yearlings ordered from the feed yard, probably need a good week of heat on this grass to get it kind of a couple steps ahead, because once these yearlings come on, they're really gonna take off with this grass. And you know, if there's a chance where we don't get rain for a while, I'd like to have a little bit stocked up. And so we'll talk more about yearlings, you know, once it gets a little bit closer, go around the fence lines and whatnot over here. But there is grass growing in here. I don't know if you guys can tell. There is green grass, which is good, but we need some of this CRP to green up a little bit. And so that's what's really gonna kick those yearlings off, is they can get in that CRP and eat that stuff in the bottom of it. You know, that CRP, once it gets dry, you know, towards the end of summer, middle, even end, you know, those cows don't really like it. You know, cows will eat it, but yearlings, not so much. And so what's good is if we can get them yearlings turned out, you know, almost at the right time, to where they have about 45 days where that CRP grass is starting to get green, and so they'll eat that, and then they can kind of keep that controlled down, if that makes sense. And so anyways, like I said, we'll talk about that more as we go on, but that's kind of the plan as of now, is to make sure we have enough grass stockpiled up, you know, in case we don't get a rain for 2-3 weeks. Those yearlings are going to have enough grass to where they're not losing weight, they're not going through fences trying to get ditch grass, but they're content enough to where they're going to stay in the pasture, they're going to keep eating, they're going to grow, and so that is what we're looking for. So there's CRP on both sides, and then there's a couple little patches like this. This is the biggest one. My guess is about, I don't know, 10 acres or so, where it's just straight prairie grass, and those yearlings flat out love this. You know, they almost eat it too much to where that some sagebrush starts to come up, but you can't fence it out, you know, and so it's kind of one of those, you can't do much about it, but it's kind of a pain, but whatever, you can't do anything about it. But that's where they'll be parked at. And so once this kind of goes down to the ground, like I said before, and I know I'm rambling on, but I want to get this point across. Once they get that really good stuff, that grass that they really want the most, picked down to where it's hard, they'll still go out and eat that CRP grass, because it's green, not as nutritional for them, but they'll still eat it. And I'll just say this real quick too. So last year we had 50 yearlings and 12 cow-calf pairs on this 95 acres for 4.5 months, and the grass held up perfectly fine. So I don't have any problems or issues thinking this won't hold them, because it did last year. But those yearlings ended up gaining 1.7 pounds a day, which is very good. We were hoping for like 1.3, 1.4, but they did outstanding. They really outdid themselves, and so hopefully we get that same number this year too. Pull up here. Looks like these two little Herford calves look good. Their waters are full. Their mamas are just hanging out. The bull's hanging out. This is the one thing that I wasn't wanting to see, which we might just end up taking these two totes out. I guess that won't hurt, but we'll kick this one out. That little salt block there for them. We'll leave that one in there. The mineral got a little wet. Don't love that. I need to get another deal bought. But Scarlet and Herford, her calf, they all look good. Looks like she just got licked down by her mom's, my guess. She's all soaking wet. But these two cows, they're gaining a little bit of weight, which I like to see. You know, when I got them, you guys seen, very thin. I hate that, for the simple fact of, it's just, you know, when I'm gonna sell like these yearlings, for example, I'm not gonna milk them to where I get paid by the day to run them, because I don't have any ownership in them. I'm just running them for the feed yard, and so if one's to die, I'm not out anything, which is nice as a beginner ranch. A lot of things you need to go on this week. For example, I gotta finish my fencing project for my vet, which should take, I'm gonna guess, till Thursday. I'll start tomorrow, which is Tuesday, and so we should be fine there. I think I'll have my daughter with me, which I'm just stringing wire so she can just play around while I'm doing that. That shouldn't be a problem. And then, you know, go around fences, get that water tank flex sealed, get a tank out here for the yearlings next week, excuse me. So there's a lot to do on the ranch. The grass is growing. We needed that rain to kickstart, I'd say, summer. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you watching. There should be a lot more videos coming out. I told my wife on the drive here, I'm gonna start pushing content. I want you guys to kind of see what every day is like in my life, and so I'm gonna be pushing content for you guys. Keep watching, stay tuned. We've got busy stuff ahead of us, and so like and subscribe if you haven't already. Appreciate you guys watching. Peace.